What's going on, everyone? SkyPig Gaming here, and
It's like our third time recording this.
first time we had internet connectivity problems.
First, the internet lags out, and then we're not ready to record, so we get a false start. And now,
Well, nothing has happened yet, but
exactly.
yeah. Anyways, today, welcome back to the last episode. Today we are doing Crybaby Lane.
Apparently, it's a Dana fan of Creepypasta. Also, what's up, guys? Pigduck's here, and I'm super tired.
Alright.
I got no sleep last night, you guys. Like, it's
She
not even
didn't
funny.
have a very good night.
Nah, man. I would have explained it in a vlog, but I didn't vlog. I was like, I'm not in the mood. Don't worry, guys. I'm never too tired to commentate.
But
I'm
I
never too
am
tired for that.
ready.
Oh, my voice is gonna be shite. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Fascinating intro. I feel like I'm
I feel like
Hello,
I'm
guys and
like
gals, and welcome
friggin'
back to another episode of Lost Episodes. This
Dude,
time we
is
sit
Danny
down
Phantom
and
yet?
read
I used to
quite a
have-
popular
Oh, yeah.
Lost Episode creepypasta called Crybaby Lane. So,
Cool. It's
like
popular?
always,
Used
sit
to
back,
be.
relax, and enjoy
This seems gonna be good.
Crybaby Lane.
This is gonna be.
In
This is gonna be good.
1999, I was
feel like.
22 and
This
I
is
just
popular.
graduated from Emerson University in downtown Boston, majoring in screenwriting, specifically in cartoons and children's programming. My debt was pretty bad, so when Nickelodeon Studios offered me an internship at the studio in California, I accepted immediately. I jumped at the chance to get away from my dead-end job at Benjamin Franklin Tour Guide. Many of you asked to see Crybaby Lane, but
I
if you
would
want to see
too.
the original Crybaby Lane, you never will. Even if Nickelodeon Studios somehow consents to releasing it to you, you won't be seeing what was shown on TV. And you sure as fuck won't be seeing the original that Lauer made.
Okay, then.
I don't even think Nickelodeon has the original cut of the movie. And if they do,
Most
it's
certainly
only in the
lost
backup
episode.
copies. If the backup copies exist, they gotta be locked away in some vault along with the deleted episodes of Ren and Stimpy and the never-before-mentioned episodes of
Ren
SpongeBob
Stimpy,
SquarePants.
my god.
I'm pretty sure the director, Peter Lauer, has the
Just
original
terrible.
copy and it's probably on his mantle,
no.
next to his snuff films. Creepy as fuck.
What the
Anyways,
hell?
I was hired in 1999 and immediately
Oh my
I
God,
was
it's
put on
the
a
guy.
creative production team for the movie Crybaby
Oh,
Lane.
no.
It would be almost a year before the movie was due to be broadcast. All in all, it was a pretty
Movie,
low
there you
effort
go.
kind of thing. There were only 4 people on the creative team, and I was the only, steady one. Lauer would replace them on a whim. He said it was to keep it fresh. I thought it was because he was hiding something. And I was right. We had a little over a year to make a TV movie. Not just to, to write it, cast it, but to also film it and get it edited. Lauer didn't work fast at all. After the first 2 weeks, we had only the ideas for the first 15 minutes of an 85-minute movie. Lauer, even at this point, was a
Okay.
weirdo. He was tall and lanky, and he carried himself awkwardly. He stuttered when he talked, and sometimes, when you were hunched over a piece of paper during those endless brainstorming sessions, he'd look up and you'd catch him staring at you, smiling. He'd look away when you caught his eye. And I guess that was the creepiest part. He always looked like he had something to hide. The brainstorm sessions, at first, were alright. We got the premise of it put, down. 2 brothers unleash a demon and they get into mischief trying to get everything back to normal. Not exactly daytime
Makes
Emmy
sense.
stuff, but it was alright. I thought the movie should be goofy and spooky. Kind of like a Courage the Cowardly Dog sort of deal.
Yes.
However, from the very beginning, Lauer made it clear that he wanted the film to be as scary as possible. He didn't want it to be cheap thrills with a good, wholesome ending. He wanted it to push it,
Yeah,
further than
nobody wants
Are
that.
You Afraid of the Dark, ever dreamed of. And I guess he did. It was about 3 weeks into production when I first noticed something. Lauer had the absolute power of persuasion over everyone else in the creative production team. No one fought him, and by the 3rd week, he was already suggesting some morbid things. I remember he said he wanted the little brother to die halfway through the movie, getting hit with a dump truck.
Oh.
I immediately shut it down. I was the only one who said anything,
Okay, then.
and it stayed that way until I left the studio entirely and just never came back. At first, cannibalism and other fucked up shit was kept to jokes and tasteless comments, but as time went on, it became more and more overt. I gave him an idea most of, the time he'd just end up using, like You know, how about the movies start with a morbid undertaker who reads them stories? To which he'd reply, yeah. And then he can cut them up into little pieces and force feed them to his dog. He made those jokes a few
Ew.
times in the early stages, and then got serious. He'd stand up like he was Jesus or something, clear his throat loudly and proclaim his idea. I'd be the only one to shoot it down, every fucking
No,
time.
Azure.
One day near the end of our brainstorming sessions, Lauer cleared his voice and stood up. We all fell silent and looked up at him. Like we normally would, he stood up and said, "Gentlemen and females, I have an idea." I remember what he did. He paused and looked right at me as he said, "The story will revolve around the legend of a pair of Siamese twins. Have you ever heard of the Donner Party?" Everyone nodded except for
Sounds
me.
familiar.
I didn't like where the conversation was going. They ate themselves when it got cold.
Oh, that
They
sounds
ate each other.
disgusting.
Everyone nodded again.
That's nasty.
I closed my eyes. Why would Siamese twins do if they had nothing to eat? Would one wait until the other twin dies and consume his own sister's flesh? Would they claw at each other's eyes until one of them died? Then dine upon them like a vulture, tearing at the skin of a dead deer? I don't know. It's interesting indeed.
Dude, nasty.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck I was hearing. I opened my eyes and looked around the room, and no one was fucking moving. Everyone's eyes were on Lauer except for mine. And when I looked at him, he was still staring at me. Children like violence. They revel in it. Children like to be scared, so we'll scare them, won't we, Johnny? He leaned over the table, getting pretty damn close to my face. His breath smelled like decaying shit. I stared back at him. I think you fucked up, to be honest. He smiled and backed away. Oh, I'm fucked up alright. But you have to be fucked up to survive in this cutthroat world. His grin expanded.
That's weird.
Literally, right now I'm going to show you some pictures that'll spark some of your imaginations. He got up and locked the door from the
This is
inside.
so
I stood up and said, "What the fuck are you doing? Let's not make any errors in judgment, Jonathan. Sit down." "No, sit." For some reason I did. Lauer pulled out one of those shitty overhead projectors. He turned on the switch, and he shouted in an unusually high and semi-frantic voice, "This is the fucking muse we need to continue with this pro-fucking-duction. This is what every child should see."
Dude,
His eyes
why do you
bulged in
intend on
his head.
cussing so much?
He put the image
It's
down on
not
the glass
necessary.
surface of the overhead.
So I can't stand last episodes of Creepypastas.
The image wasn't black and white,
A lot of them
but it was
just
grainy. I could
disgusting.
vaguely make out a boy lying on a brick floor, his arms cut off and
It
his
just
bloody
kills
little
it.
not black dots. The only thing that was clear was his face. He was bleeding from the mouth. Laura almost threw the paper off the overhead, slamming down another one. It was a zoomed-in shot of the boy's face. It was in color. The blood trickled from his open mouth onto the brick floor. His eyes shut.
Ew.
Grimy blood underneath his eyebrows and eyelashes. Then his eyes opened,
Okay,
and I screamed. No one else in the fucking room did,
That's weird.
and it died in infancy.
It's like the
The
Walking Dead,
shrillness
dude.
ringing in the air. The pupils were completely black. The rest of the eye was normal. The longer I stared, the more the eyes opened, widening and widening until I looked at
Oh,
the
that's weird.
skin above his eyebrows and eye sockets that were going to rip in half. Then they start to bleed. Blood started as a trickle. I swear to God I could hear it. Now more... It was like a full-blown stream, more and more, until the brick on the floor actually was a lake of blood. I could hear it.
Ew, that's
Like I was hiking and I came across a stream. And now I could smell the kid. I could fucking smell his rot. I leaned underneath the table and vomited. When I rose back up, the images were gone. Everyone else in the room was expressionless. Lauer had turned on the lights. "You may go," he said, unlocking the door. I walked through those fucking doors and I never came back. This happened near the end of the brainstorming process, and by the time I left, the casting was done and the script was almost fully written. They were desperately behind schedule. I think Lauer planned it that way, so there would be no time for proper editing. I never watched the real thing when it aired, but I heard from a friend who was working in the editing department that they had to cut a good 15-20 minutes of disturbing footage from the film before it was fit to be released. And it was only fit to be released. They didn't have enough time to, check the footage frame by frame or anything. I guess he got his wish. Unless they cut every single scene that had the pictures in them, every child watching Crybaby Lane has an unconscious memory of those pictures. And I weep for them. I really do. They fucked me up. And as I write this to you, it'll be the last thing I'll ever write before I slit my
Dude, this
throat,
is
before blood
really
splatters all over
strange.
this fucking computer screen. There's something I should tell you first, though. Early on, Lauer posed an idea of the two brothers capturing a squirrel, putting said squirrel in a jar and slowly drowning it, filling the jar with sand and dropping it into the bottom of the pond. Soon after this was suggested Sandy from SpongeBob SquarePants that appeared in Tea at the Tree Dome. Lauer also suggested, in one scene of the movie, for a man with a squid-like nose to take off his pants in front of the two boys and rape them off camera. But heavily implied, of course.
He doesn't wear
Squidward soon appeared as a major
pants,
character in
dude.
SpongeBob SquarePants. It was suggested that the two be stepbrothers, forced to live in the same house after the first one's mother was found dead in a shallow grave, her body heavily cannibalized by her own husband, a local weatherman. The show with a vague premise, Drake and Josh, started in 2004, and the stepfather is indeed
Where is this
a weatherman.
going? I can't even
Lauer
follow
also
this
suggested the
anymore.
younger brother have a doghouse in which
Like, I was never able to
keeps
follow the
various
beginning. I'm
animal
just
fetuses
confused.
encased in
Or
acid.
in this case,
It
I'm
regularly
just
uses to
confused.
poison his mother to have sex
You guys, I'm
with his
confused.
stepfather, as told by Ginger debuted soon after. A man who captures the soul of the children in a vacuum cleaner and sends them to Hades. Danny Phantom. A robot who goes insane on the two brothers, kills one of them, wears his skin, pretending to be the dead brother at high school. My life as a teenage robot.
That's nasty.
The list goes on, Nickelodeon knows, and they're continuing the legacy of Lauer, sometimes subtly and sometimes very overtly. And there's nothing you and I can do about it. You want to see it? No. You got it.
No. No.
Now, you know what I get when I see this? I get the vibe that the person really writing this does not like his or her job. Jonathan could be a pen name, you never know. And is using this piece as some revenge article. Seems too far-fetched. Now, this is actually a popular creepypasta, and it's kind of weird. It's not scary or creepy.
is.
It's actually rather funny. Now, moving on, we'll notice that the aforementioned piece, Crybaby Lane, is an actual movie, and it's kind of forgettable.
Bernard, you don't make
It's
no
actually quite
sense,
mature
buddy.
for its intended audience, which are children, and for the most part, the movie is... Again,
Yeah.
like I said earlier, forgettable. All it is getting, all I think it did get is just a rerun on T-Nick after claims of it being banned on Reddit, and Nickelodeon just had to respond. But that's really it. I don't find it that great, but that's personal opinion, and a lot of other people might find
Yeah,
it just
same.
amazing. Now, see, unlike Squidward Suicide, and my god, I
get
use
it.
that all the time, but here it works as a comparison since you're bringing up Nickelodeon, so boom boom. See, what made that one work was the fact that it felt real. Everyone working there responded realistically to what was being shown, and granted, could that have happened? Well, I worked in post facilities, and let's be honest here. So much logging happens to the point that if someone, sees something like this happening, or somebody even does something close to it without anyone knowing, it's very improbable. It's not going to happen. But more so forward, I noticed that the dialogue in this creepypasta by Lauer is so cliched in this that it's so laughable at certain points. And you know what these lost episode creepypastas have? Is they have finesse. And they gotta be written with great care like 1999, because these ones happen to be some of the best creepypastas out there.
Even though we haven't seen it yet.
These run off the fact that they happen to be real. And this one's
45
just
minutes.
laughably implausible.
I know.
And the connections
we'll
at
do
the end
a-
are just
we'll do as a
these
special.
crazy shots in the dark that barely connect, and honestly are just putting for
Well,
some
that's your
shock
Halloween
value.
special. I don't know.
It's really a lost episode pasta that's popular, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's good.
Why is this guy
In
so
the end, I
fruity?
always
That's
ask, what would you rate this and what would you change to make it better? There's been another episode of Lost Episodes, and if you like what you
What
saw,
would you
then
change to make it better?
please like,
Oh,
comment, and
Jesus,
subscribe.
difficult question.
And let me know in the comments below what you would like next. These are all on suggestions, as you know. This is me, Mudahar, and I'm out.
Dude, that was just...
Weird. And
I couldn't
yeah,
couldn't
I
follow.
wasn't able to follow it either. Like, it bounced
Yeah, I was
around way
confused. I
too
didn't
much.
get it. I don't get it. Like... I don't.
That one just bounced around way too much.
What was the story?
But anyways, you guys,
That was probably one of the worst ones we've seen.
yeah.
Well, not that one Team Fortress one. That was so crappy. But, okay, if you guys get it, maybe you can try to explain it to us, because that was really confusing for me.
Yeah, me too.
Didn't make any sense. But, anyways, guys, that was another SkyPig, I almost said Creepypasta, SkyPig Lost episode. I'm Hug Ducks.
Thank you all for watching. Make sure
We'll
hit
see
that
you
like
later.
button.
Laters.
Peace.